is an interesting thing. It's called a frangipani. The British know it as the name plumeria. Okay, so those are the two different common names. It's also called a Hindu tree, a pagoda temple tree, and it's also in Hawaii, I think they call it a leia tree. It's what they make the leia, the flowers from.
Ooh.
What's interesting is, outside of the Caribbean, it does not bear any sort of seeds. Here, though, it gets pollinated by one of our insects, which can tolerate the toxin, and thus it bears seeds. That is, the insect gets protection from the plant gets pollination from the insect. That is called a symbiotic relationship. What's a bit odd is that tree was documented and known to be raised in India for at least 6,000 years. The question is, how did it get from, yet it evolved only in the Caribbean? How did it get from the Caribbean to India 5,000 years ago?
Birds.
Nope. Toxic to the birds, and the seeds wouldn't be able to carry that far. They have no idea how they did that. There's several plants we'll be discussing that have been found in wrong places that indicate that every single one has either important food or beautiful flowers.
Pangea.
God put it there.
It's Pangea.
Tissues, but if it gets on the back of your legs or on the side of your arms, it makes you start itching like crazy. It is called cow itch. It's a nettle vine. The British actually brought it over from the Mediterranean and used it for treating colic.
Really good to you.
Absolutely. Treat colic, digestive disorders, all sorts of stuff. But you can also use this, and this is why I think the British really brought it. I don't think they worry about digestive stuff. But they can take the powder, take the leaves, dry them, and rub this little fur off. If you look at this closely, you'll see the fur. Okay? You rub that off, makes really good itching powder. The British and the Scottish were always good at practical jokes, okay? So I figure y'all are making itching powder from it. Just don't touch it with somebody's arm or hands, okay? See it?
Is it an instant itch or is it a delayed itch?
It's instant.
Oh.
You'll know it. Okay, and that is your white Celanese black-eyed Susie, your albino virgin. I think this one is Thurbangeus alba, or rubra. I think that is alba. Just throw it on the ground, it's okay. I don't need to take it back. I just try to pick it so it doesn't actually come over the trail, but I always have this little clump here so I can show people. With Olander is associated with the red pigment. Please note, that's not saying everything red is poisonous. You just got through eating Suriname cherries, those are red, okay? Tomatoes, apples, somebody wants to try saying, oh, anything that's red is poisonous, that's nowhere near the case. But it's interesting to note, when I was actually looking up the stuff for the course, I was always taught that all oleanders are poisonous, and it seems that the toxin is associated with the pigment. The deeper red the flower, the more poisonous the oleander. White oleander can be eaten by goats and stuff, whereas red will kill them in a matter of a couple hours.
So this one right here is pretty toxic then?
That was pretty toxic. Okay.
That's not good.
He's studying physics and math. He doesn't like going to the sports games.
No.
And he was accepted at 15.
Good for him.
He's the #1 student right now at the university. That's what's really bothering him.
All right.
They can't figure out how the sucker thinks. They're having trouble with this little boy.
Good for him.
Take a look at the variegated leaf down there. Can y'all see that? You may be too far around the corner. See the variegated leaf stuck way down in there? Okay, this is a useful thing that you can use on people who are too noisy from Maryland, okay? Don't want to say stuff like this, but you can break a small leaf off that, rub it on a drinking glass or a cup or something. If they drink out of it or eat the fruit or something without washing it first well, it paralyzes the larynx and they cannot speak for 6 to 8 hours.
That is crazy.
It's usually part of the old obeah for striking people with dumbness.
That's pretty cool.
Don't tell them.
We need that.
We have 2 plants here. Stargrass and razor grass. Guess what? Neither one's a grass. Who's doing biology work?
All of us.
All of us.
What are they?
Oh my god, I don't know any plants.
Bamboo. You want me to tell you a really easy, no, not bamboo at all. You want me to tell you a really easy way to learn what a grass is? It's a good rhyme that you can teach the kids, okay? In case they want to learn this. This is a sedge. You fill it up at the top, and that one's really well defined. It's got 3 equal sides, thus it's triangular. Mints always have 4 equal sides on the stem. Sedges have 3. Grasses are circular with holes through the middle. So the rind to remember. And rushes also have little joints and knobs under the ground. Sedges have edges and cut. Grasses, like asses, are round and have holes. Rushes rush down with joints in the ground. It's an important distinction because particularly sedges are usually poisonous. The star grass contains a toxin that, interestingly enough, if you were to eat it, you start peeing. A small child can die of dehydration. Low dosages flush out kidney stones through their water retention. What do you guys in the back do back there too?
Sorry?
What do y'all do back there
Work-wise.
What do we do?
for a living?
Yeah, I'm a coal merchant.
Oh.
Coal.
Okay, we'll talk about mining later on. We don't have any coal here right now.
I was a teacher.
Okay,
I'm a florist.
all right.
I used to be a nurse.
Okay, well, anyway, just so we